Chapman broke me down in a way that I didn't think was going to happen. Ignore my pimple. I know it's bad. Chapman University. I have been doing performing arts for years and years and years. And I always just kind of assumed that that is what my career was going to be. Senior year, looking at colleges. And what got me about Chapman is that they said that they were going to give me financial aid because Chapman's a very expensive school. To be fair, it is so beautiful there. It's such a nice school on the outside. They have no housing for the amount of people that they let in. And they have the rule, like your first 2 years there, you have to live on campus. Chapman's teachers, I'll talk about specifically my music theory teacher. She constantly thought I was cheating. When I went to the bathroom, she would chase me down and tell me that I had to do my work. I can only speak for the music department and the small amounts of gen eds that I took. Which leads to another problem. You had to take, it wasn't like you take gen eds and then you take music classes. You take the gen eds along with the music classes. With the amount of credits that I needed, they wanted me to take a 5th year. I was thinking, okay, like I'm just gonna work up until this point so I don't have to make my parents pay for that 5th year. They don't have flexibility with the times of classes. I could never work because it would be like small little like bits and pieces in the day, 5 days a week. Maybe if I was going to a less expensive school, I could have written off. We get into second semester. My mental health is deteriorating. I had an 8:30 a.m. class, Spanish. I speak some Spanish. I failed that class.
Mexican Americans love education, so they go to night school and they take Spanish and get a B.
She wanted me to teach other people, so I never wanted to go to class. She just sat at her desk and said, talk to your partner. I would sit there and talk to people, and she would just come up to us like every couple of minutes and be like, oh, are you teaching them? Literally verbatim. Summer goes by. I go back to school. I'm in a new apartment. They gave me a roommate with cat allergies, and I had a cat, an emotional support cat. They had never said anything up to this point about there being a problem with it. We had a fire drill one day. I called or whatever. Hey, you know, my cat's in there. I just want to let you know, just don't let her out when you guys come in, because they come and like check to see if everyone's out. And then I get a knock at my door.
FBI, open up!
It is the head of the student apartment complex that I was living in, telling me that they're taking away my cat because I don't have the proper paperwork. I said, well, I've had her for months. What do you mean I don't have the proper paperwork? They said, no, you don't have the proper paperwork, so she has to leave. She's leaving. I was in a very bad mental state at this point, so I'm sitting there sobbing on the floor. She does nothing to try to console me or anything. She's just very harsh, telling me she has to go, she has to go. My cat was really the only thing keeping me sane. When I say that this school broke me down, it really just broke me down. As they tried to take her away, I just flat out said no. And so I had to contact the dean. He's like, I'll correct that for you, but she did the right thing. And I'm like, okay. But at this point, I am so mentally tired. My love for music, also, this is a big reason why I left, had started dwindling so much. I hated going to classes. I was doing it because I wanted to maintain like an okay, like grade average. I didn't want to fail any more classes. It was just so exhausting, so tiring. I was doing opera at this point. He was giving roles meant for women to men because he thought it was like funny or something. I don't know. He had so many roles for guys because there was only like 5 guys in the program, so each of them were guaranteed to have a main role.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I can sing, act, and dance, and I've been in 17 musicals and I cured cancer.
Hi, I'm a boy. What musical is this for?
But he decided to give one of the women roles to the guys. That was one of my breaking points too. I'm like, I don't even want to do opera. Winter break comes. I got home and I felt so much better. The day I was going to go back to school, and I was kind of dreading it, my grandma passed away. It was super unexpected. If you've ever lost anybody like that, it's so mentally draining and exhausting. And then I go back to school. I go to a couple classes. I say I can't do this. So I decided to take a leave of absence. I contacted people right away. They said that, yeah, you can take a leave of absence, but you're going to have to pay $80,000 for the semester because you've already taken classes.
Huh?
No, I was not going to do that. And they were taking away my scholarships also. Something that I have heard that they do to other people as well is that your freshman year, they'll give you all these scholarships, but that's not a guarantee that you will have the scholarships your sophomore, junior, or senior year. I'm not going to make my parents pay that much when I attended 2 classes and then decided I couldn't do it anymore. They kept trying to get me to pay the rent also on the apartment that I was in, and I wasn't staying there. When I moved out, I left something there. My roommate, she got so mad at me, saying that she wasn't there to take care of me or whatever, which was basically the breaking point. I ended up getting in contact with a case manager because I'm saying I will not pay this $80,000. This case manager, he was so nice. He had to present it to the board of directors, and he said, they won't believe you unless you give me your grandma's obituary, you send me a picture of her death certificate. A month after my grandma had passed, I had to send to the school to prove that I wasn't lying, her obituary and her death certificate. I take that leave of absence. I go to VidCon, which is right by my old school. Something just hit me that day that I do not ever want to return. My love for music was dead. It was completely shattered. I still don't do anything really music related except for sing at church and sing freelance for money. Chapman broke me down in a way that I didn't think was going to happen.
Editing honey here. I feel like I didn't wrap everything up perfectly, so I just wanted to say what it basically came down to is that the music program was not worth the money. The school didn't give a shit about me and was very insensitive when handling my grandmother's passing, while claiming that they cared about their students. Maybe if it was cheaper, I could have looked over it, but again, I'm not rich. I don't have that much money to spend on a school that doesn't care about me and is not furthering my education.
They said I could come back. I have made the decision that I will never come back. And I know some people have had wonderful experiences there, but a lot of those people are people with money.
Another point I forgot to mention was that I barely had any friends. It's very hard to make friends there when you're middle class, upper middle class. The difference in lifestyles is kind of hard to deal with.
But a lot of it came down to, could I overlook this if it was a cheaper school? Yeah. I couldn't continue torturing myself for me to pay $80,000. I had one teacher I enjoyed there who was my voice teacher. Love her. I'm at a school currently that I enjoy. I'm sitting in the parking lot. It's kind of hard to share that that's not what was in the plan for me, and God guides me and he leads me to different places, but that was my Chapman experience. Would not recommend. Any parents who are watching this also, a big reason why I went to one of these 4 years is because my parents didn't want me to go to a 2-year college to finish GEs. That would have been so much easier. Have them go finish their GEs at a 2-year college. Half the time they're free. I promise you that no one actually cares. And now I can work. Now I can pursue, obviously, content creation on the side. My mental health is so good now. My cat is doing great. It's a happy ending. There's no shame in staying at home. There's no shame in quitting something that's not good for you. This is not normally my normal style video. I normally do gaming stuff, vlogs, everything like that. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.